Why, hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is my Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action series over on Netflix Season 1 spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alrighty guys, so in today's video, I got the show pulled up back there, and I have to say, this is a series that I've been most looking forward to. I'm very excited for Arcane in November, but this series I've been quite excited by because I binged watched the show last fall when I was here my first semester in BG, Bowling Green, and I loved it. I fell in love. I regret not watching it growing up. Like, I had seen it on Netflix or seen it elsewhere on like Nickelodeon channels and blah blah blah, 'cause it's a Nickelodeon show. I was like, alright, this looks fun. Never really watched it growing up. Then watched it last semester. My friend watched it too, and he finished it. I'm getting ready for this series. Love the trailers. Looks very Game of Thrones, maybe a little bit Lord of the Rings, but I'm not really in that genre. More Game of Thrones, high stakes, right? And this really took it to the next level. It really made me go, wow, like, look what Netflix is doing, and I just was in awe with the trailer. So then I step into the show, or I shouldn't say I step into the show, then like a week or so, and there were no, people were getting mad because I guess the creators left, the creators canon, I guess, left to not work. The original creator of the show left with Netflix. They were working on a part of it, and then they left. Okay? And then, like, people were getting mad because of the plot choices, and Aang wasn't going to be serious, or Aang wasn't going to be as kiddie. And then, the Rotten Tomatoes score came out, like, the day of, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Fortunately, it's not rotten. It's not rotten. It's sitting pretty at, like, a 60 and, like, a 70-something audience. So, I'm fine with that. I wish it was better, higher, but it is what it is. I personally love the series. I have to preface this by saying that I love this series a whole lot more than the first 3 episodes of Bad Batch Season 3, but that's a whole other story for another time. Wait for my Bad Batch Season 3 review coming in like the next 12 weeks after the series is over. But oh boy, that is... I just... Bad Batch Season 2 left me on a... So I enjoyed this series a lot more than the first 3 episodes of that. Anyway, I digress. The soundtrack in this series is done by, if I pronounce it correctly, Takashi Furukawa? Pronouncing that, butchered that last name. But anyway, that's who did the soundtrack and composed it, and I love the soundtrack. It felt very reminiscent of the cartoon, and just the way they do the original theme song, the ending theme is like similar, spot on, a few variation, like a slight variation, but I loved it nonetheless. And the fight choreography, moments, and the music, splendid. Just loved it a lot. Loved what he did. I don't know the guy personally, like listening to other tracks. I don't know if it's the same guy, because I looked it up, I googled it, and it said it's not the same composer as the original, but it's something different, or it's done by the same musical style. So that's cool. The story and adaptation. Is this a direct adaptation? Well, I'd say yes, but there are moments in it that, like, a lot of it is similar. It's the same exact story, but stuff has been taken out. Like I said, the original creators canon took stuff out, or were a part of it, and then they were gone. They left. So I feel like the series really worked for me, and I'll tell you that throughout, like why, but then at the end I'll give you my final rating. But I genuinely think that this series works and can get better. From my point of view, the few people that I've talked to have really been like, or I guess the few people, the reviews I've seen, they're not really happy with the specific plot points and like how it directly, like how it's not as like funny, or they missed out on like certain moments with Zuko and Aang, or Sokka and Appa. Moments like that, right? Or the first Avatar state. We missed that, but I feel like moments like that are important Other moments are like, just go watch the original show. Like, I'm trying to think of a good connection here. Like, I don't know what a good analogy is, but like, maybe there's like a movie like a SpongeBob. It's a bad example. I don't know, but like, just go watch the original show, because this is an adaptation. This is a live adaptation, and it's not supposed to be a movie. By the way, this is way better than the movie. I highly recommend. Steer clear of that movie, guys. Don't watch it. Ew. Anywho, it's just, I feel like my few favorite moments in the series are when you see the shoot, what was his name? I have to look this up real quick. Who is he playing? He's playing the Mechanist. The Mechanist, played by Danny Pudi. Oh my god, I love him as Abed. Troy and Abed in the Morning from Community is awesome. Seeing Danny Pudi in this role as the Mechanist was great. He was a spy, not a spy. He was a traitor who was working with the Fire Tribe, Fire Nation. And I loved his character. Like, so good. Like, it just one of my favorite moments seeing him on screen. My other favorite moment was the secret tunnel choreography. Why did I say scene? And it just tugged at at my heartstrings, like, knowing like, this is the secret tunnel. Don't get copyrighted. But I loved that. Loved it. Moments like that, like the story beats were really good. Especially the blue spirit. We have in our college, we actually have a not our mascot, but like a sub below our team, our school mascot. There's a blue spirit. There's like 6 characters, and like one of them is a blue spirit, and I'm like, #Avatar, yeah. So I just love seeing the blue spirit in this episode, in this series. But it makes a lot of sense, because if that was taken out, the series would have made no sense. But the fact that they had him in there, Zuko as blue spirit, and that whole like exact scene of him rescuing them, being on the bridge, and then going to when the blue spirit's shot, and then you see him pull off the mask, and Aang was just like shocked, like, oh, that's from the show. We know what's going on. So I really like that. And one of not my favorite moment of the series, but my favorite addition is, I'm pretty sure in the show, because this is not how the series started. It's not how the series started, because the series starts with the original show starts with them on the river, with going to the iceberg. But this one starts out with like a flashback of how Aang is created. Not Aang is created, where Aang comes from. And it's like, there's this whole world of the Avatar, like Aang's tribe, and the Airbender, and it's really fascinating seeing this sequence where it wasn't in the original. I was fascinated. And then Aang has this like mentor that he looks up to, who he meets later in the series. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. But I love seeing that. I love seeing like the little Zuki relationship with Sokka, and that was interesting. And he also has another relationship later with this fox lady, this fox girl at the end with it, that he kisses as well. He kisses 2 people in the series, and I'm like, what? Crazy. Sokka's getting all the women, all the chicks. I love Sokka now. But anyway, great casting for Sokka, great casting for Katara, great casting for Aang, great casting for the Fire Master guy, great casting for Azula, great casting for Uncle Iroh, great casting for Zuko, great casting for Momo, great casting for Appa. Kidding, of course, they're not real people, but loved Appa, the flying ball of fur, and Appa, yip yip, the perfect line, one of the greatest lines to hear in the show. And also in the show, there were some great cinematography and shots as well. There were some great shots, like in the final scene. There's the episode called Spirited Away. I love that episode. I hope that when they were writing that, they went, let's call this episode, we're gonna do the spirit world, right? Well, let's call this episode Spirited Away, like the movie. I was like, perfect. You nailed that. But then we have like the effects were very good as well. I love the effects, like all the bending, like the earth bending, water bending, fire bending. The effects were great. I just loved it. Then there were some shots like in the end, or the effects for the spirit realm were really neat. There was this one creature, the face creature. Ooh, man, that was freaky as hell. And the ending when they're fighting in the final battle, when he becomes like the full wrath, like the water Godzilla, it's like there's these great shots like red and then like dark, like shots like red and dark and blue, like all over. And I'm like, wow, this is some great shot effects, like shot really well. And I'm just like, I'm in awe of this series. And anybody could complain, whatever. If they don't like this, few people I've talked to don't hate the series. I don't hate it. They don't hate it, but they're just complaining about the plot device. And I think that it's like, like I look beyond that. Like I want something to be good writing, good characters, and I thought this had that. It was just that if you're copying the original, I don't want to copy, but this was fine. But the effects and the cinematography, I was like, man, these have some great shots. I was like really blown away. And I that goes back to my other point. I want to sidetrack, and that goes back to my other point with not forget Disney Plus shows, but like other Netflix things. Like I try to watch and I go, I just don't understand. I find it very boring. And I'm not talking about the things I like Wednesday or Cobra Kai or Stranger Things. Great shows, but I go, I just don't get what Netflix is trying to do. But this is great. I loved it. And maybe Netflix, take pride. Just understand what you got. You got a good show on your hands. And we can get better from here. And by the way, something else is the humor. People are complaining about Appa does not talk. I'm sorry. The humor, specifically Sokka, was not as funny as he was. But I beg to differ. Like I feel like the mechanic, him and the mechanic were quite funny together, and then just him and in general, like it felt like him and Appa, like him and like I don't like Appa, like it felt similar. I can understand where people were coming from, but it's like, all right, I don't know how much that was like the writer's decision, how much that was the actor who would play Sokka, or what really happened. But I'm glad. I thought this Sokka was a perfect, like I remember watching clips on YouTube of the film, and I'm like, that's not Sokka. By the way, Zuko, whoever cast the movie was a doo-doo dumderhead, because I literally thought I like Aang, besides Aang, who was decent, like cast decently in the film, everybody else was like trash. This was like spot on. Like if you put side by side images, it was like that could be you in real life. Like if they just put the cartoon in real life, like bam, they nailed it. Wow. I loved it. Like I'm not trying to speed up my rating, but I almost like 10 out of 10 for the casting, but I feel like the humor was fine. I really enjoyed the humor. We can only go uphill from here, but the ending battle was insane. I don't really want to spoil too much. Basically, he goes into this avatar state, and is like using this wrath form. And I just loved it so much. I just loved this entire series and all of it. Seeing all the moments unfold, and then furthermore, after the battle's over, they take over one of the fire ships, and they try to take over all of them. And Aang is in this final avatar state, in this like water Godzilla, takes out the village. Zuko goes on his journey, and I think he leaves Uncle Iroh. I'm pretty sure, and Katara and Sokka are reunited. By the way, Katara is trying to help with fighting in the war, and they're telling her, no, you can't do that. It's not allowed. By the way, the other casting is the crazy guy who was like this old Earthbender crazy guy, and who's helping Aang out. Like I love that moment too. I love that moment when he's fighting with him. Great stuff. But Katara is trying to help fight in the final battle. Like no, we don't want you to fight. Women don't fight. Go back with the cooks and stuff. It's like, really? But forgot to pull that back up. I do apologize. I suck at this. Anyway, but I hope that wasn't down for a long time. I do apologize. I try to do my best with this. So anyway, anyway, I love that a lot. I love that she would then, because then Sokka says, "Go kick his butt, go kick his ass." So she does a little fight with the Waterbender Master, and the whole final battle happens. Like they go fight the Fire Tribe, Fire Nation, and everything happens. Everything ends. So Azula basically has this tribe at the end of the series, or takes over the Fire Nation for the Master, Fire Master, who is her dad, and to prepare for him to come. And that's basically where Season 2 will start, or this is the cliffhanger for Season 2. And I'm very excited, because I hope we see Toph, I hope we see more of the Earth, because this one was more like the water, and the fire, I guess more of the water, but it was decent. It wasn't decent. It was very good in my eyes. I thought it deserved a little bit better. I just go, I'm more lenient. Like, okay, I really enjoyed this more than I thought I would, and it wasn't awful. Like, I don't know where people are coming from. I see where people are coming from, but give it the benefit of the doubt. It can only get better from here. And to be quite honest with you, I want to give this an 8.5. I'm giving this an 8.5 because I don't feel like it does. I feel like a 6 out of 10 is justified to where Rotten Tomatoes is, but that does not. That's not how I feel. I really had a good time with this. It's really where I'm sitting at right now, in my humble opinion. This is a stupid reason, but I hate. I don't hate, because I don't like to say that. I am giving after starting Bad Batch Season 3. I really enjoyed this, so I have to give this an 8.5. And I know that's like, oh, just because you didn't like that means you have to give this a better review. No, I didn't say that. I am saying, for my enjoyment experience, and for how much I've been anticipating this, how much I love the original, how much I enjoyed this based on the original, I give this an 8 out of 10. So, 8.5 out of 10, more specifically. So, that's my review. That's my little rating. Apologies for the technical difficulties back there, getting that pulled up. But anyway, I mean, it was up, and then it did a little background, little screensaver. Anyway, that's my review for the Avatar, The Last Airbender live-action series on Netflix, Season 1. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comment section below if you have seen it. If you haven't, highly recommend. Also, I'm excited for Season 2, whatever that may be. Hope it's greenlit. If it's not, then I will quit life. I'm just kidding. I won't. I'll stop my YouTube channel at that point if they don't do Season 2. I'm kidding. I'm not going to at all. I was just making a joke. But I hope you guys take my jokes with free will. Anyway, Dune 2 is coming up next. Stay tuned. I'm seeing that. Based off of when this review is uploaded, I'll be seeing Dune 2 in 2 days. Let me look at the calendar. Let me make sure that's correct. I'll be seeing Dune 2 in 2 days, guys, based off of it. Not when I'm recording this, but the day I'm uploading this. So YouTube time travel is crazy. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like. Stay tuned for my Dune 2 review coming out next week. If you leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't keep calm, play Lego. Peace out, everyone.